This is without question my favorite combo meal. I'm not talking about Big Mac and fries. I'm talking about barbacoa and menudo. Barbacoa and menudo are two delicious and traditional breakfast recipes, especially down here in South Texas and especially on weekends. They're so popular that some restaurants will combine them together and call it a mini botana or a breakfast botana. And although they are delicious, they can be a little bit tricky to make easy. Cheers, my friends. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys the two easiest ways to make both barbacoa and menudo in your own kitchen. And that's without sacrificing tradition, authenticity, and especially flavor. Vámonos! I'd like to take just a minute to talk about today's sponsor, Babbel. Babbel is one of the top language learning apps in the world. Its intuitive lessons help you learn a language through real-life conversations. I recently started creating some Spanish content and I realized that I have a lot of room to improve in my Spanish language myself. Spanish in Texas can take on a unique regional dialect, and especially in South Texas. So an example of this would be if we were casually speaking and I said, ¿Dónde está el baño? Or where is the restroom? Some of us Tejanos tend to string our words together rapidly versus the more precise and proper pronunciation of ¿Dónde está el baño? Where's your restroom? Boom! You just got a Spanish lesson. So you can see why I chose Babbel to help me master my Spanish. Babbel is scientifically proven to help you start speaking a new language in 3 weeks. Its lessons are designed by real language teachers and it offers a 20-day money-back guarantee. Babbel also offers live classes and you get 2 of those free with your subscription. With Babbel, you can learn real-world and practical conversation about travel, businesses, relationships, and even more. They also have different subscription options, including a lifetime subscription. Y'all can get 60% off your Babbel subscription by clicking on the link in my description. And let me know what language you'd like to learn in the comments below. Now, vámonos. That means let's go. Te guacho, now that means I'll see you later in Texas Spanish. Now, generally, if you have a big enough cook pot, you don't really have to trim any fat off or anything at all because it's easier to separate it after it's cooked anyway. All you have to do is separate the fat. But I do like to take out all the really big chunks. This is the tongue. Friends, there's really not a whole lot to do to the tongue. Do you trim the skin off first? This skin is so attached, adhered to the meat that you're gonna lose a lot of meat trying to get it off. So what I have found is it's just real easy to do it. After it's cooked, it just peels right off. I'm gonna take my cheek meat first. I'm gonna season it inside the pot here. This is salt, pepper, garlic, and we're just gonna put a light coat here just like that. And season the other side as well, just like that. My lengua right smack dab in the middle there. I'm gonna season this part of it right here and dump it right there. It's ready to cook. Add the onions and the garlic. And here's our bay leaf. We're gonna do ½ a cup of water. We just want a little bit of moisture down there just to kind of get it steaming. I want 6 hours high just to get the heat going a little bit quicker. When I go to bed in a couple hours, I'm gonna switch it over to 8 hours, and when I get up in the morning, it should be perfect. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take out this lengua. Ooh, look at that steamy, delicious goodness. All right, we're gonna score the skin right here. The skin peels right off, just like that. Look at that, friends. So if there is a little excess fat and stuff on the bottom once it's cooked, you wanna take that out. 100% pure beef. You wanna squeeze it all, pull it all apart, just take it all apart just like this. And I'm gonna get some of the cheek meat out here. You wanna take out all the fatty, grisly stuff that most people don't like to eat. Now that's the cheek meat, look at that, just beautiful. Just comes all apart, just like that. And then all you gotta do is just kind of chop it all up. The cheek meat, pretty much, it just falls apart. It doesn't take much on that. This is kind of a messy proposition here. This is what you don't see that goes on in the kitchen of your favorite restaurant. Look at all that steamy goodness. Whoo-wee. All right, my friends, I have 2 corn tortillas all warmed up. I'm gonna get me a little bit of my barbacoa, which is lengua and cachete on here. I'm gonna shake a little bit of salt. Remember, salt is always your preference. We did put a little bit on the meat before it cooked, but not enough to make it salty. I gotta taste both salsas. You guys know that I can never make up my mind, so I gotta have them both. Yumbly in the tumbly. Pa dentro. That is so good. That is so good. Now I'm gonna hit the red salsa taco. That is so good. Both of these tacos fantastic. Today we have a special guest, my sister Letty. Letty, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it so much.
Oh, anytime, brother.
I make menudo, my mom makes menudo, and Letty makes menudo. Letty is the menudo queen in the family.
I sure am.
If there's gonna be menudo in the house, it's Letty's menudo every time.
From when I was younger, my grandma used to buy the slab of the meat, and my memory is that she used to throw it against the fence, the link fence, and then clean it, take out as much fat as she could, remove all the dirt, whatever else would come with it. Who knows?
Did she use a water hose?
Yes, she would use a water hose, believe it or not. And I think that's why I like to make menudo, because my memory of menudo goes that far back.
Tell us a little bit about this menudo that you're using here.
I like this brand, Para Todos, because it comes frozen and cubed already. When I make menudo for our family, I always wind up buying 3. I like to use the Fiesta Menudo Spice Mix. It has everything in there already, so it's just easy to pour it in there, flavor it to taste. I like to use also their pepper, Morton salt, because we all need a little bit of salt in our lives. No recipe that I know of asks for comino, but I like to put a little bit of comino. I like to use the minced garlic. I like this because it also has like an oil in there, which to me gives it a little stronger flavor also. I do use 1 whole onion, cut it in quarters. I use 2 of these sized cans.
So anything else that goes in the menudo, Letty?
No, nothing else but a lot of love and a lot of time. Okay, the first step is putting a few of the cubes in a bowl. Okay. So we can take it to the sink to rinse it. Get a cube. I pretty much inspect it to see where the fat is, and then I just immediately, it has that curve. I'll tend to cut it there and there. And then from there, it might be easier for me to remove the fat. And then that's all I do. Just remove and remove the fat, as much fat as I can. And no matter how much fat I remove, there will still also be a little bit of fat in there.
Yeah.
It's impossible to remove all of it. I like the smaller ones. And
Me too.
As far as I'm concerned, or what I think, it cooks a little quicker.
That's true.
You know, what we like the most about this is we just love to get together and have a good time, enjoy eating, you know, spending time, making memories for our children, which I hope that they will pass on to their children and keep the generation memories going. The next step is to take out the roaster so we can put the water in there.
Letty, how much water do you usually put in there?
I put 4 cups of water. That should be enough water
enough
to cook
the
it
whole-
for hours and
All right,
hours.
cool.
Yes. And then, well, of course, we fill it with water. Maybe like leave about 1.5 inches from the top. Because if it's very frozen, it's gonna release water also. Let me go ahead and stir it, see how it looks. About another 4 cups. I think that should do it. I'm just making sure that everything looks okay, and if I see that there's like pieces that aren't breaking apart, because like I said, since it's frozen, some pieces are going to take a little longer to thaw out. I try a little bit to just kind of separate it within the roaster. The next step is to put the menudo mix. It'll be about 1 1/4 cups for me. See how dark it is? See how it looks? Now obviously it's not going to look the same as when it's cooked. That's when you'll really know.
The aroma coming out of that shaker is just so nice.
Make sure it gets like evened out. And then you take a look, of course. Next, I go ahead and put a little bit of pepper.
You and Mom have a very similar saying. I don't usually measure.
And I don't. I never do. And I guess I get it from my mom. But about 2 will do.
About 2 tablespoons.
I myself like to put a little bit of comino, 2 teaspoons. Next is garlic, 2 teaspoons.
I like a lot of garlic, but that's me.
You want me to put more? I can put 1 more for my brother, because he likes garlic.
I do love garlic.
Now next is the salt. For right now, I'm gonna go ahead and put about 3 tablespoons. And then of course you mix everything together. You mix it all up, make sure it's all evenly blended within the roaster.
All right, Letty, we're gonna turn it on, put the lid on. How long before you come and take a look at it?
I would say maybe 2 hours. That way you can take a look and see how it looks. You don't taste yet, but you just take a look at it, make sure everything's more or less cooking the way it should. Simmering, yes.
All right, well, let's get it fired up. What temperature are you gonna start it at?
I always start it at 350 and leave it there. The lid goes on last, and we'll see you guys in a couple of hours.
It's been 2 hours. It's time to check the menudo. All right, Letty, let's open the lid and see where we're at.
Let's find out.
That's looking good, Letty. That's
It looks
looking
very,
good.
very good. Yes, it'll
I
be
can
hot.
tell just kind of looking at it, still pretty firm, but I will take the taste test.
Tell me what you think. So far, so good?
Flavor's there, but still a little too firm. We need at least an hour, hour and a half.
Nice and hot. My preference would be to add just a tad more of the menudo mix, but otherwise it is really perfect.
Yeah, it's pretty much spot on.
It's ready.
There's a little sheen here floating around on the top. That's a little bit of that fat. So we're gonna leave that in there, and at the end you can kind of skim some of that off if you want, or you can leave it in.
And in the meantime, if we cook it a little more, once the hominy is in there, it also gets the flavor of the hominy, and it just all cooks well together, blended well together,
Okay.
Flavor-wise. Now, at the end, we could always still just put a little bit more of the spice mix.
If you think it needs it, right?
If we think it needs it,
Okay.
yes.
So now you're gonna add the onion?
Yes, now it's time to cut the
You're
onion.
gonna cut it up real fine, right?
No, you cut it in fours. I cut it in fours, yes.
So can I put a tablespoon or two of wow in here?
No, this is my menudo.
Okay. You really need it to sit in there for a little while for the hominy to absorb
the flavor.
some of that menudo flavor, and for the broth to absorb some of the hominy flavor. It kind of does this.
Yes, they work together.
Like this?
They work together. Exactly.
Right.
No, sometimes it's like this.
Okay.
Now, once you pour them both in, then you mix it all again. Make sure that the hominy is evenly distributed. It'll all be so delicious and
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
God, I'm
yeah.
so excited. I can't wait to eat.
Yeah, me too. I'm starving. I'm excited. We'll be back, friends, in about 1 more hour. Give it another little stir and give it a taste test. See if it needs a little more salt, a little bit more menudo mix, or a little wow.
No.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
No. See
All
you
right,
later.
We'll be right back. Thank you. All right, friends, we're back. It's been exactly 4 hours. So we're gonna check it one more time because we're hungry and we want it to be done. What do you
Yes,
think, Letty? Right?
I'm hungry too.
We want some menudo.
Menudo time.
Let's check it out. I'm gonna take the lid off. Man,
We
it's
mix
got
it up a
beautiful
little
colors.
bit and it looks great. I'll let you take another taste test.
Yeah, I love to taste the menudo. Heck yeah. It's definitely maybe 15, 20 minutes, no more than 30. We're ready to eat. See how it is for salt and for
And
the menudo
spice-wise.
mix. Yeah.
And it needs about another quarter cup of the menudo spice mix.
Yeah, I agree.
Because we like it
It definitely
spicy.
needs a little more.
The hominy has already gotten some of the color of the spice, of the
Yes.
menudo spice.
Yes.
So that in itself is just gonna make it that much better.
You can see how jiggly that is. That's done. That's done. We're gonna be ready to eat in about 30 minutes. That's really, really perfect already.
Yes.
Letty,
What?
I want some menudo.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I think I am
I
too.
want some Letty menudo. Let's tear it up.
You ready?
Vámonos.
Woo, let the steam out. Here we go. Yummy. It looks and feels perfect. Woo-wee.
Looks beautiful.
Looks super good. Oh, you can tell it's gonna be delicious. Now my preference is onion.
Now my preference is a lot of serrano,
Little
a pinch of cilantro. I'm gonna take a squeeze of lime here. Cheers.
Cheers. Thumbs up for me.
Boom.
Boom.
That is super delicious. Wow. The texture of the meat is like just melts in your mouth, which is what you want with menudo. Flavor's good. The hominy has the flavor of the menudo. Everything just tastes great. Let's
Okay.
both do a little down.
So good.
I think it's great. You think it's great. But we have to pass the Mama Tex test.
Mama text, yes.
Let me go get her.
How does it look, Mom?
It looks good.
You don't want serrano?
No quiere serrano. And tell us what you think. Did I pass the test?
Dun, 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 dun.
You passed the test.
Awesome. It's so good, friends. It's super delicious. Letty, as usual, your menudo is wonderful.
Thank you,
Thank
thank
you
you.
so much for spending the day here with us, showing our friends how to make the easiest menudo in the world.
That's right, it's
And
super
it's
easy.
still super duper delicious. It's a wonderful comfort food. We hope you try it. Everybody kind of has their own recipe. Let us know in the comments how you make yours different. Folks, if you're interested in our American Pitmaster barbecue rubs, you can go to pitmaster.us. If you want to up your barbecue game, go to pitmasterclass.us and I'll see you there. If you like the video, make sure you share it with your family and friends. Make sure you subscribe. Keep the smoke light, make it work, and
Boom!
thanks for watching,
Good.
everybody. Let's eat menudo.
Enjoy your menudo, everyone. Yummy.
Menudo.
Time to eat. Very good, Arnie, very good. Well, not this one.
You know what make this better? Y'all know, ice cold beer.
No.
So I saw these guys on YouTube. You never tilt the taco. Tacos like this, you tilt your head. That's what they said. This is how you eat a barbacoa taco. One big bite at a time. Good stuff.
So maybe after you finish the taco.
Hold on. Wait. I'm sure you can. You guys are welcome to have some. You're gonna have some.